Hi, my name is Allie Dom. I'm a sophomore in construction engineering and management, and I will be presenting on the definitions and purposes of zoning and permits.
Hi, my name is Brian Araya. I'm a junior in civil engineering. I will be presenting the state of practice of zoning and permitting, the many factors affecting it, and its meaning to the future and current industries of construction.
Hi, my name is Kat Menzel, and I'm a sophomore in civil engineering, and today we will present you permit and zoning.
In construction, there are many factors that impact the process of completing a project. In the early stages of planning a project, obtaining proper zoning and permits plays a crucial role in how the development can proceed. In this presentation, we will be defining what zoning and permits are, the purpose of them, the current state, their known and unknown factors, their meaning to the current and future of the construction industry, their trends, any issues associated with them, and how they relate to safety, quality, time, and money. Zoning refers to the local government's laws that outline what types of developmental and operational use is allowed on a specific area of land. Urban zones are separated into 5 main categories: residential, mixed, residential commercial, commercial, industrial, and spatial. There are many other ways that land can be zoned, however, these are the most prevalent in construction. A permit, on the other hand, is an official approval issued by the local government where the project is to be completed and allows your contractor to begin construction. The main focus of permits is to ensure that structures are constructed to proper standards and are safe for their intended use. Without proper permits, the contractor is unable to begin work on the project without risk of a fine. This is an image of a zoning map of Burlington County, New Jersey. Each of the different colored areas represent land that has been zoned for different uses. Now let's talk about the purpose of zoning and permits. On a general level, it is to help prevent mistakes during construction. More specifically, zoning prevents developments and projects from overlapping with existing ones. Zoning also allows local governments to preserve the character of their area, if they so choose, and ensure that there is sufficient space in residential areas for homes, schools, and more. Permits, on the other hand, make local building codes enforceable by the government local to the job site, and that minimum safety and structural standards are being met.
Now we're going to talk about the state of the practice of zoning and permitting. The modern-day practice of zoning implements the idea of design with nature, which helps increase the efficiency of land usage and thus making it more sustainable. Modern-day urbanists have also made major contributions to local development codes by promoting the mixed use of different developments and reducing the reliance on different automobiles, thus reducing the CO2 emissions from those automobiles. It can also help with the food problem by allowing and permitting more farms to allow for larger food production rather than just relying on the rural area producing food. Having strong zoning and design standards can also help pave the way for big, blooming, healthy communities by requiring them to be connected among different developments without having them be out of place. Permits also allow for better safety and better building through regulation, which gives peace of mind to a lot of construction workers who work in very dangerous fields. There are many factors that go into zoning and permitting, but we will mostly be focusing on the differences between zoning code and permits and building code and permits. Zoning itself is more oriented towards how a certain project will fit into a given community or area, making sure it's not out of place and follows the rest of the developments in that area. It helps regulate the type of structures allowed in a certain area, making sure that it's also used properly on the land it's on. Zoning adoption, however, has many different factors affecting it. Socioeconomics is often the biggest factor in this, meaning that many rural areas will be less likely to adopt zoning as opposed to many urban areas. Building code and permits, however, are more oriented towards making sure that certain structures are safe and built to standard so that they can be used as they were intended. In order to receive these permits, a set of the construction documents must be submitted to the city where it is reviewed against the existing building code. Next, we're going to talk about the meaning of zoning and permitting to the current and future construction industry. Zoning restrictions often affect the value of a given piece of property, which can change how much it initially costs, as well as any possible resale value in the future. Since permits themselves are legal documents, if the laws change for any given development or zoning area, the permits themselves are going to be forced to change as well. Building permits are often granted by governing bodies, so also the political climate can play a huge role in how quickly these permits can be obtained, which can make things much more difficult in different areas.
Now we will discuss the trends in zoning and permits. As previously stated by Brian, modern-day practice of zoning is now implementing the idea of design with nature. This could be farming zone next to residential zone, which provide them food instead of importing food from farther places. There is also a push for more diversity and overlapping in zoning that allow for a more connected community in urban area. Examples of these are residential zones and recreational zones, surrounded by industrial zone and vice versa. City now opt out in mandating parking zone in city central, which decrease the usage of cars and more walking/biking. We also see a trend in permit that restricts certain type of buildings to be constructed. Example of this is the Purdue campus. New building must have similar aesthetic to current one, like having the red bricks. There are multiple issues and challenges that are related to zoning and permits. One is that to apply for a building permit, your project plan must be completed or any planning approval required must be granted. Due to zoning, it is hard to put your project any way you want to. You must be fit into a certain category of zone to build it. Permit also restrict the look of your building in certain areas. Getting a construction permit is time consuming, and if your request form is submitted late, then the project can be delayed. KPI, or Key Performance Indicator, is a measurable value that demonstrates how effectively a company is achieving key business objective. In this case, it's the practice of zoning and permits. Building without proper zoning can become a safety issue if you must dig and you do not know where the existing power, gas, sewer, etc. lines are. Building permits and zoning ensure that every project safety requirements are met and is maintaining the aesthetic of the city or the community. Here we have the International Code Council that provide an important service to our community by ensuring that the building where we live, work, and play are safe and resilient. And here's the citation page. Thank you.